This video is for Ontario students who are interested in the medical sciences and want to go to university, but want to have a credential at the end that qualifies them to go straight into a specific profession, okay? So we are not talking about a Bachelor of Science in Biology or Kinesiology or a Bachelor of Science in Psychology or something like that. We are talking about very specific things that when I graduate, I know I'm qualified to take an exam and start directly in the medical field without having to get a master's or further professional degree. These degrees can be great because you have the option to continue on to, say, med school or something like that, but they aren't, they're not required. You already have something that you're going to be able to do a very meaningful job face-to-face with special credentials. Okay, so we all know aging population, medical professions are definitely growing right now. So this is a great industry to be looking into if this is what you're researching. I'm going to give you 4 options. One of them that I'll leave to the end is kind of a surprising option, but there's 4 options in Ontario that I think would be really interesting for people to look into further. Okay, bonus number 1, I'm gonna say right off the top, we all know nursing. When you graduate with a nursing degree, you can go straight into nursing. I'm kind of leaving that one out because people know about it already. Okay, so that is not one of the 4 that I'm suggesting. Okay, here we go. Number 1, a Bachelor of Medical Radiation Sciences from McMaster University. Okay, in this degree, you will get a 4-year Bachelor of Sciences degree. You will also get an advanced diploma in medical radiation sciences from Mohawk College. So you can specialize in one of 3 things: radiography, which is like imagery, you know, like x-rays and MRIs, that sort of thing; ultrasonography, so like ultrasounds; and radiation therapy. So when someone's getting radiation, you are the expert who's pointing it and knows what to do with that radiation machine, okay? So this is really cool because you're actually getting 2 credentials. You're getting your degree, maybe you'll use that for something later, maybe you won't, but you're also getting this specialized credential as well that leads you straight into a workplace. Medical radiation is very in demand right now. It's so in demand that in my very small school in the last 3 years, their professional organization has actually come to try and recruit students twice in the last 3 years. So definitely very in demand, very interesting, and varied jobs available within that. So that's number 1. Again, that's Bachelor of Medical Radiation Sciences at McMaster University, which is in conjunction with Mohawk College. Okay, number 2 is Bachelor of Health Sciences in Medical Laboratory Science. Okay, so that's at Ontario Tech University. That is where you're learning to be a medical lab tech. Okay, you learn a variety of different disciplines. You'll see me looking at my notes a little bit because I, kind of lingo-ish, right? So I have to kind of check. So you learn about biochemistry, hematology, histology, histotechnology, microbiology, and transfusion sciences. And with this degree at the end, you will have everything you need to be qualified to take the professional exam to become a medical laboratory technician. Again, this one is a little less front lines face-to-face with people in some cases, but it can be face-to-face with people. But again, at the end of those 4 years, you are actually qualified to do an exam to become a specific profession within the medical community. So that's a really cool one. The other thing about this one, the Master's University Radiation degree, it does have a pretty high average to get in, like you're talking in the 90s. This one through Ontario Tech is, I think it's in like the low 80s. So it's not quite as competitive, which is maybe appealing to some people. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is Paramedicine at University of Toronto. I think it's the only one in Canada. Basically, you can get a degree. Again, we're going for these dual things, right? You get the degree, the science degree that you might use later, but you also get college diploma for being a paramedic. So this is done in conjunction with Centennial College. And so at the end, you've got your degree, but you also are ready. You've got everything you need. You are qualified to take the exam to be a paramedic. So you're coming in with 2 different credentials, which is incredibly valuable, right? This might be particularly useful for someone, maybe you do want to be a doctor, but you aren't sure you're going to get into med school right away. So you could work as a paramedic, get more experience while you look to try and get into a professional program. Maybe you decide to stay paramedic forever. That's what you want to do. It's great, but it gives you more options if you want to do something later that requires some sort of degree. You'll have that degree in your back pocket as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, so to recap, the 3 that I've mentioned are Bachelor of Medical Radiation Sciences at McMaster with Mohawk College, Bachelor of Health Sciences and Medical Laboratory Science at Ontario Tech, and Honors Bachelor of Science, or Honors Bachelor of Paramedicine at University of Toronto. So 3 great options. The last one I said was going to be a bit of a surprise. So it's actually not a degree, it's a 3-year advanced diploma. So option number 4 is respiratory therapy. I think a lot of students who are thinking they're heading towards university don't even consider respiratory therapy. But respiratory therapy really is a very challenging course that I've had some students go into from the college stream and they didn't make it through. The people who seem to have the most success and the people who tend to get in more, they seem to be getting in more to these programs, are people who were more university track people and have really strong aptitude in physics and chemistry and biology at the more university preparation level. So respiratory therapy. What is a respiratory therapist? Basically, you can think of them specializing in everything from the belly button up. They have a variety of things. You're everything from, you can be part of the team working in the ICU to someone working in geriatrics with people who maybe have COPD or other challenges. There's a wide variety of things you can do. But respiratory therapist, I have a friend who's a respiratory therapist, and she says it's for anyone who wants to work in medicine and doesn't want to work with poop. So, so that would be your 4th option if you are someone who is in university prep courses and thinking, what do I want to do that I have an actual credential? All right, I hope you have found those 4 things interesting. As always, this is meant for informational purposes only. It is not advice, but hopefully it's given you a little bit of information to think of more questions that help you and guide you towards what's right for you. Always ask your guidance counselor and chat with them, because no one knows you better than your own guidance counselor. And if I'm your guidance counselor, I can't wait to see you in my office and chat about some of these options and talk about even more. All right, until next time, thank you.